Let me ask you something. Have you ever just been there, doing nothing, and suddenly you feel off? Not sad, not angry, just empty. You check your phone, scroll for a while, switch apps, play music, maybe even search for something that will make you feel better, but nothing really works. Then a quiet thought shows up in your mind. Why can't I just feel okay? Now, here's the truth. That feeling is not random. And in this video, you're going to understand exactly why it happens and how to shift it faster than you think. But stay with me, because the last part of this video is the one most people never understand. And if you miss it, you'll keep repeating the same cycle without even knowing why. Most people think they are unhappy because something is missing from their lives. They think they need more money, more progress, more success, more clarity, more motivation, more excitement. But if you pay close attention, you'll notice something strange. There have been days when nothing changed in your life, yet somehow you felt lighter. And there have also been days when everything looked fine on the outside, yet inside you still felt empty. That tells you something important. The problem is not always your life. A lot of the time, the problem is your state. Your brain is not designed to make you happy every moment of the day. It is designed to protect you, and protection often feels like tension. It feels like scanning, bracing, thinking, comparing, and preparing. So when things are quiet, your brain often starts searching for something to react to. It looks for a problem, a threat, a mistake, a fear, a reason to stay alert. Even when nothing is actually wrong, your system can still create that uncomfortable feeling. That is why you can be safe and still feel uneasy. That is why you can be resting and still feel restless. And this is the part I really want you to hear. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are not failing at life. You are not behind just because you feel disconnected sometimes. The truth is, you are running a system you were never properly taught to understand. You were taught how to work, how to survive, how to push through, how to keep going, how to perform, how to appear okay. But very few people were ever taught how to understand their emotions, how to calm their own nervous system, how to stop a mental spiral, or how to reconnect with themselves when they feel numb. So what happens? You end up living on autopilot. You wake up, reach for your phone, move through routines, respond to pressure, carry invisible tension, and repeat the cycle again the next day. Over time, that disconnect starts to feel normal, but normal does not mean healthy. It just means familiar. Now here's where things begin to change. The first shift takes less than 15 seconds, and most people never use it because it seems too simple to matter. Right now, relax your face, drop your shoulders a little, unclench your jaw, and let your breathing slow down just slightly. Hold that for a few seconds. Notice what happens. Even if the change is small, something begins to soften. That is not your imagination. Your brain receives signals from your body constantly, and when your face softens, your jaw relaxes, and your breathing slows, your brain gets a message that says, "We are safe enough right now." And when your brain starts to believe that, stress begins to reduce. You did not fix your whole life in that moment. You did not solve every problem, but you changed the signal, and the signal changed your state. That matters more than most people realize. Most people wait to feel better before they change their body, but your brain often works the other way around. Change the signal first, and the feeling begins to follow. This is why posture matters, this is why breathing matters, and this is why a tense body can keep you stuck in a negative state longer than necessary. Your body is not just reflecting how you feel. Sometimes it is helping create how you feel. Once you understand that, you stop waiting for calm to arrive randomly, and you begin to activate it intentionally. But what about your thoughts? What about when your mind won't stop? The overthinking, the replaying, the worrying about what might happen, the pressure you place on yourself, the conversations you keep having in your head. This is where the next shift becomes powerful. When your mind starts racing, the worst thing you can do is fully become the emotion. The moment you merge with it, it takes over. But the moment you name it, something changes. Instead of saying, everything is wrong, say, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Instead of saying, I can't handle this, say, I'm feeling stressed right now. That small shift creates distance. It moves you from being inside the storm to observing the storm. The emotion may still exist, but it no longer controls you the same way. This is one of the fastest ways to interrupt a mental spiral. Your brain cannot fully panic and fully observe at the same time. The moment you label your emotion, you shift from reaction into awareness. And awareness gives you something powerful. It gives you choice. When you have choice, you are no longer trapped in the same way. This is why some people recover from bad moments faster than others. It is not always because their lives are easier, but because they have learned how to step back instead of getting consumed. Now let's go deeper, because this next part is where happiness becomes practical. Most people wait to feel motivated before they act, but your brain does not usually work that way. It gives motivation after action, not before. That means one of the fastest ways to shift your mood is not to wait for a better feeling, but to create a small action. Sit up straighter, take a deep breath, drink water, open the window, move your body slightly, complete one tiny task. These actions seem small, but your brain responds strongly to progress, and progress creates momentum. When your brain senses completion, even in tiny amounts, it rewards that with energy and focus. You do not need a massive breakthrough every time. Sometimes you need a micro win. A small completed action can do more for your emotional state than sitting in mental resistance. Your brain reads movement as progress and progress as possibility. Once that signal is activated, your state begins to shift. Not because your life suddenly changed, but because your system started moving again. Now here is the deeper truth. A lot of people are not just unhappy, they are disconnected. Disconnected from themselves, from their emotions, from the present moment. And when you are disconnected long enough, even good things stop feeling good. You can receive good news and still feel flat. You can achieve something meaningful and still feel empty. You can be around people and still feel alone. That is not because you are incapable of happiness. It is because your attention has been pulled away from the present for too long. Most people live in the past or the future. They replay old mistakes, old pain, old versions of themselves, or they worry about what might happen, what they haven't achieved, what they still need to become. But happiness does not live in those places. Happiness is experienced in the present moment. And if your mind is never here, you will always feel like something is missing, even when it is not. So how do you reconnect? Often by doing less, not more. Step outside, put your phone away, and notice what is around you. Notice the air, the light, the sounds. Notice your breathing. Notice that you are here. Stillness is something your mind has been missing. Presence is something your system needs. Many people keep adding stimulation when what they actually need is space. They keep adding noise when what they need is quiet. They keep chasing stronger feelings when what they need is awareness. And now, we come to the part most people avoid. You can smile and still feel empty. You can look fine and still feel lost. Because real happiness is not pretending. It is not forcing yourself to feel okay. It is facing what is inside you and understanding it differently. Sometimes the emptiness is not there to harm you. Sometimes it is there to show you that you have been disconnected for too long. It is a signal, not a failure. Happiness is not something you find. It is something you allow. You allow it by slowing down, by changing your physical state, by naming your emotions, by taking small actions, and by returning to the present moment. You allow it by realizing you do not need to fix your entire life in one moment. You just need to reconnect with yourself right now. So the next time you feel off, do not panic. Do not assume something is wrong with your entire life. Pause. Relax your body. Name the feeling. Take one small action. Step into the present. Let your system remember safety. Let your mind remember awareness. Let your brain remember movement. Because once you understand this, everything begins to shift. You stop chasing happiness like it is somewhere far away, and you begin to realize it has been blocked by patterns you can change. And once you start changing those patterns, even slowly, you stop feeling stuck. You stop waiting for a different life to save you, and you start becoming someone who knows how to return to themselves. And that may be the biggest shift of all. Not finding happiness somewhere outside you, but learning how to come back to the place inside you where it can exist again. That is the real code. That is what most people never learn. And that is why the next time you feel empty, overwhelmed, or disconnected, you will know exactly where to begin. If this made you see yourself differently, then stay close, because this is only the beginning. On this channel, we're going deeper into the hidden patterns behind stress, emptiness, overthinking, emotional exhaustion, and what it really takes to feel like yourself again. Subscribe to My Happiness Code and turn on notifications, because in the next video, we're breaking down another truth that could completely change the way you understand your mind. And when that video drops, you'll want to be there from the first second.